what marks the real difference between a digitalized bank and a truly digital bank?
Okay, so I guess that the main difference is that the digitized bank takes existing processes and try to put these processes essentially on the digital channels. I hate the word channels because I think it's a little bit out of date, but essentially on the internet and mobile banking. Whereas a true digital bank essentially re-engineers these processes, putting the customer first in this whole process and making sure that the customer experience is superior. So now, I mean, in my region, which is Central and Eastern Europe and CIS as well, I guess that there are a lot of banks that have very cool looking mobile applications, etc. But that's not enough because most of this is based on legacy processes and legacy systems. So I think that to be truly digital, you need to have a shift of mentality, first of all. And secondly, to build this across the organization and keeping in mind what matters most. And what matters most essentially is the customer. So you want to make sure that the process is digital end-to-end and personalized and instant, every step of the journey of the customer and at every location of the customer. Yeah. And to be honest, this is where Backbase essentially helps on this journey because it helps provide a single orchestration layer across all the communication with the customer, but also with the backend systems, to ensure that the customer gets a fully digital, personalized and fast experience. And on that, as a matter of fact, we have embedded AI to make sure that we offer even hyper-personalization. So we can offer a personal experience on your mobile application, for example, and all the other digital journeys as well. That is down to the segment of one. So it's totally personal using agentic AI.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I cannot stress how it's important in 2025 from now on, because customers, I really believe in personal. And we see in social networks, people are constantly hooked up by personal approach of the content and even sometimes the interface, which is becoming the standard in the fintech. So yeah. I cannot fully agree. More agree with you on this topic.
It's just, well, I mean, I think in the future, and this is what we're working towards that. And I think we're going to see this very, very soon. I mean, when you're looking at your mobile app, you'll be seeing a totally experience than your mobile app, which is from the same bank. And this is all going to be based on the transactional behavior, and this is where agentic AI is coming into play.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So the second question is, as banking platforms evolve toward composable infrastructure or architecture, how can financial institutions balance modernization of their core systems with the agility of the fintechs and neobanks demonstrated natively?
Yeah, okay, that's an excellent question. Okay, so first of all, I think that the main difference of the fintechs is that they are composable by nature.
Yeah.
Okay, and they are innovative by nature, and they can take advantage of this agility that they have. On the other hand, banks have other benefits. Okay, so they have a lot of customer data. Yeah. This may be on legacy systems, but nevertheless, they have typically a huge amount of data. And secondly, there is trust. Okay? And this is where companies like Backbase come into place, because we can orchestrate this and make sure that we utilize the agility and the composability of the fintechs and offer this on top of legacy systems. So now it's much easier for banks to do, let's say, I hate the word, but I'm going to say it, vertical transformations, okay, whereby they don't have to change the core banking system, but they can totally modernize and become truly digital by utilizing an orchestration layer, such as the one being offered by Backbase. So by utilizing the fintechs as well and embedding them into these ecosystems, they are also be able to offer this type of experience that the fintechs can offer to the end customer, which is what truly matters.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And thank you for highlighting and disclosing or detailing it so well. So the last one, what lessons have you learned about building sustainable collaborations between fintechs and financial institutions, especially in the region where the innovations often means legacy infrastructure?
Okay, again, that's a great question, and I think this touches upon greatly on what we were discussing previously, right? That the banks, they have the trust, they have the data. On the other hand, the fintechs have the innovation, they have the technology. So I guess that if you combine the two, what you have is sustainable innovation, okay? Because the banks and the fintechs can offer this together. Now, coming back into the perspective of Backbase, what we were doing as a company is we have a rich ecosystem of fintech partners. And this ecosystem is totally embedded within the solution, which means that us ourselves, we have the innovation that Backbase offers as a company, because we're a highly innovative company, but to utilize also the innovation of all this fintech ecosystem. And this fintech ecosystem is being offered totally pre-integrated with our solution, and we offer this integration as a service to the customer, so the customer doesn't have to worry. They see an ecosystem of innovation, and they don't care whether this is coming from Backbase or whether this is coming from one of our partners.
Yep.
Okay, but again, it's a symbiotic relationship between the fintech ecosystem and the traditional banking ecosystems, and the two together can make sure that the customer gets the benefit out of this, because at the end of the day, I kept repeating myself, but the customer is what matters most.